wanted to make a quick video. Does anyone actually realize how much billionaires make? I know it's a big word, but how much do billionaires actually make? So right now, 1,000 people die every hour in the world from starvation. Right now, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, some of the richest men in the world, are grossing quite a bit of money per minute, per hour, per day, per week, per month, while you aren't grossing anything, while I ain't grossing anything. So right now there's 2,000 billionaires in the world together per hour. After taxes, they gross $215 million. That's $3.5 million per minute. That's $35,000 per second on a 24-hour day. Now, with that, every second, 2,000 people in this world every day, they make more than every second. 2,000 people. So, I put together a little scroll of just some notes, but I wanted to make a quick video. So, these are some articles that I read. There's like 10 of them. And so I went talking about the different things, but apparently the odds of becoming a billionaire, there's only 500 billionaires in America. That makes your odds of becoming one roughly 578,500 people per one. So currently there's 2,043 billionaires among us, among 7.4 billion people. Got that from article on TitleMax.com. And in the U.S., 10.5% of our population, that's 34 million people, are living in poverty. As for an individual in the United States, the poverty line is $12,800 a year. Minimum wage, $7 an hour. That puts you about $35.28 per day. In August of 2021, that was the average of 10.5% of Americans. The global poverty rate is defined as the percentage of global population living below the international poverty line of $1.9 per day. Currently, there's an estimated 9.2% of 7.4 billion people currently living below this line, grossing $1.9 per day. Each day, 25,000 people, including more than 10,000 children, die from hunger-related causes. Some 854 million people currently, it's 2022, worldwide are estimated to be undernourished, high food prices, and roughly about 100 million new people going into 2022 will be entering the poverty line, and that's according to the UN.org. And currently, this is a quote from WFP.org. There's currently $400 trillion worth of wealth on the earth today. And in fact, that's 9 million people dying from hunger every year. In the height of COVID, billionaires' net worth increased $5.2 billion per day. At the same time, 24,000 people died per day from hunger. Every hour, the net worth of billionaires during the height of COVID was substantial of $216 million per hour. Yet, as of 2022, what's today, the 17th, 1,000 people die per hour from hunger. That's in 2022. So right now, let's go to the top 5 richest people. So Jeff Bezos, currently the second richest man alive, and this is just some notes I put together. If you calculate Mr. Bezos' net increase in worth, thought to have gone up by $75 billion in 2020. Actually, according to Bloomberg's Billionaires Index, you get a very different set of figures. According to them, this works out to $6.25 billion per month. He makes $1.4 billion per week, $205 million per day, $8.5 million per hour, $142,000 per minute. So per minute, Jeff Bezos, owner of Amazon, denier of the unions, $142,000 per minute. Continuing, calculations report that Jeff Bezos makes $3,715 per second. I can't even make that a month. So, and according to the Department of Labor Bureau and Statistics on Yahoo.com, the same report breaks down that the median full-time weekly wage for most Americans is only $984 per week. I can't even get that on a good day. Or $24.60 per hour. So per hour, the average American middle class makes $24.60 per hour. Jeff Bezos makes $8.5 million. He makes $142,000 per minute. Per minute. And he's only paying his employees minimum wage. Keep that in mind. Okay, now let's go to next. This one, the one that irks me. So Elon Musk, currently the richest man alive. According to this same calculator that from the Labor Bureau of Statistics, that Elon Musk makes $23,000 per minute. Most of Elon Musk's money comes from his investments, but as the founder and CEO, this was the original owner of PayPal, Elon Musk added in 2021, height of the pandemic when we were all broke, all running around trying to figure out how we're going to eat, Elon Musk, and this just gave me some goosebumps, y'all. So Elon Musk, during the height of the pandemic, made $121 billion. So when they were like, oh, coin shortage. Oh, we don't know what we're going to do. Oh, what do we do? What do we do? What do you do? Oh, put a mask. This dude made $121 billion. So, continuing off of statesman.com, Elon Musk's fortune should be taken and dispersed. So, Bill Gates, he's my favorite. He knew. So, Bill Gates' estimated current net worth as of today is $91.3 billion. The question asked, how does this work out per day? Currently reported by Forbes, a $4 billion increase in Gates' net worth. In 2017 to 2018, Bill Gates made a salary of $4 billion. This means he would earn $10,959,000 per day. I'm going to say that again because I messed up. $10.9 million per day Bill Gates made in 2017-2018. Remember, he retired recently. So that was, going to it, $456,000 per hour. Per hour. I know some Microsoft employees. They're living in poverty too. Super broke, by the way. Not making nothing. So going back to it, Bill Gates, again, earned $10.9 million per day. That's $456,000 per hour. $7,150 per minute. $127 per second. I barely gross $140 a day because these fools can't pay us. And that's why I'm making this video, because it's very angering, you know? So, this man, all three of these men make a fortune, have a fortune, could lose their fortunes and still be fortunate. So, I want to highlight some other things. These three men, Elon Musk, let's start with him. So, Elon Musk, right before the pandemic, I think, or during the pandemic, sent a Tesla to space to orbit the sun and ultimately crash into the sun in the next few years. $100,000 Tesla, few $billion fucking space adventure. For what? To have his Tesla in space? Let me tell you what was happening during that time. Elon Musk's employees were demanding raise increases. They were firing mass amounts. It's not really even talked about. People want some money. They're paying minimum fucking wage in these factories, and they say, oh, well, we're doing good. Let's talk about the man's factories overseas. No one wants to talk about those. Why? Because it makes him look bad. He's got children working inside of factories for nothing. Basically slaves. You want to know how he's the richest man alive? Off the backs of your children. Now let's go to next. Let's keep going. It's because I'm motivated, you know? So, Elon Musk currently still operates under living wage factories overseas. Here in America, it's horrendous. Okay, so Jeff Bezos, during the pandemic, recently, we all seen it, he took a trip to space. Okay, cool. Space is awesome. But let's talk about what this man, we already went over how much he makes, took a trip to the edge of space while his employees that make minimum wage to work in these factories, and I have a bunch of friends that work at Amazon, and they hate it, but they feel like they can't leave it because they don't have a choice. So Jeff Bezos took to the edge of space while his employees make minimum wage and work insane hours just to make a living. These are just my notes here. He went to the edge of space, talking about like how cool and amazing and how much it costed. And he bragged about how much he spent. He even stated when he touched back down on this planet, that man, and I just threw my phone to the ground because of this, that man, most of y'all's bosses that work for Amazon, he hollers out, I went to space off of y'all's money. Let me tell you something. At that time, half of his employees were about to strike and or were currently on strike and or were about to begin the process of striking because they can't make no money. My friend right now works 75 hours just to try to make a paycheck. I have a friend that works all 7 days, 10 to 13 hour days, barely gets any breaks. I have a friend right now that works 3 jobs. Walmart, Amazon, Post Service, driving around. He's the delivery truck for Walmart. When he gets off of there, he runs over to Amazon, becomes a delivery truck for Amazon. When he gets off of there, he runs over and becomes a delivery truck for your fucking mail. Excuse my language. Bottom line, the man can still barely provide for his children. Tax the rich. Alright, I'm not done. I really ain't. Because pretty fired up about this subject. Excuse me for not having a shirt on, but it's hot. But, okay. Let's keep going. So we went over Elon Musk and his disgusting wealth. Bill Gates and his disgusting wealth. Actually, no. Yeah. Bill Gates and his disgusting wealth. And Jeff Bezos' disgusting wealth. Where I'm getting out of all this, their employees live in fear of hunger, of poverty, of just trying to put some food on the table and provide for their children, provide for their families, help provide for themselves. And these men are the stone wall of the world, being the top most billionaires. We need to strike them down as billionaires because in reality, what are they doing for the world? What is Jeff Bezos doing for the world that he apparently owns? He's building this giant yacht to send across and dismantle a whole bridge to look cool. What about all of his workers everywhere in this nation, in the United States here, for that matter, everywhere for that matter? But what are his workers going to say when they can't even put food on the table because they're only grossing $2,000 a month when this man is grossing hundreds of $1,000s, millions a day? He's buying the world's biggest yacht when he has the world's biggest deficit inside of his own warehouse. His own employees are hurting. Elon Musk, his own employees are hurting. Bill Gates, he left everybody. He said, forget y'all, I'm out. He said straight up, something, I'm out. Took his money and ran. What's he doing right now? Nothing. I still see you too, Warren Buffett. I see all these fools. You know why? Because I'm broke. I have no money. I have no real way of doing anything in the world other than being nice. But I got to say, tax the rich. Because it's not long before all of us are poor and they have all of it. Every single one of us. I came from the poor. I came from the gutters. I lived under a bridge. And to see these fools with so much stupid money and everybody around me in poverty. Hell, the company I work for LiveWell. Bruh, they just got paid like $5 billion for their company to buy it out. But they're still paying us minimum wage. I got friends that work 2 and 3 jobs at the largest cannabis grow in the state and can't even afford to live. But our billionaire CEO is just fine. But the guys that are making him the billions can't do nothing. So I'm here to tell you, tax the rich. Hopefully something came from this. Peace.